Hi, this is Jennifer Irwin from jenniferlifecoaching.com, and I am a life coach and workshop leader. I am thrilled, over the moon excited to be telling you about my latest workshop called Putting Yourself Last on the List, Become Your Own Best Friend. And this is a one-day workshop designed for caring, smart, aware women who are feeling stressed or overwhelmed or inadequate and uncertain of how to put their needs on the list. Like maybe they're at the bottom of the list or maybe they're not on there at all. They're really struggling of like, how do I take care of myself so I can show up as the best version of myself without feeling guilty or ashamed or selfish by putting your needs on the list. And dare I say, even prioritizing them and putting them first on the list. So this work, what we're going to be doing during this workshop is I'm going to really show you how to find and access the source of acceptance, belonging, and strength. So you can start finding that peace, confidence, and contribute the best self to the world. So I want you at the end of this workshop to feel like you can put yourself on the list and you know how to do that and you know how to do it without feeling selfish or guilty. The practices that we're going to be talking about in this retreat have transformed, underscore that, have transformed my life. My life is not the way that it was before, and I do not feel like the same person I was before I learned these practices. They were really the keystone in feeling comfortable in my own skin, confident, and really have the strength to follow my own heart. So here is my story. This is a shout out to all the perfectionists, overgivers, overachievers out there. I am a recovering one. This work is definitely for you. So I struggled for years and years with a super tough inner critic and just this feeling that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't doing enough, being enough, good enough. Struggled with feelings of inadequacy and self-worth, and I honed it. So I was like, okay, so I am struggling with an inner critic and I need to learn how to love myself. There's a lot of work out there around it. So I started down this path of self-care, self-love practices. So I did what I like to call bubble bath therapy. I took time out for myself. I took myself on dates, spent time with myself. I wrote lists of things that I loved about myself. I did positive affirmations in the mirror. And while these are beautiful, gorgeous practices, I definitely recommend them, they didn't actually touch the source of my inadequacy. I still felt like I wasn't doing enough. And the ironic thing and the sad part and the funny part is that because I still felt anxious and frustrated and not quite like I was doing enough, my inner critic and the perfectionist in me was like, well, you must not be doing enough self-love work. You must be you need to work harder at this self-love stuff and you're not doing enough. So I was still on this hamster wheel of just doing, just trying to get to the next step, but feeling still really bad about myself and then beating myself up for not doing it well enough. Crazy cycle. So I got off that wheel, and these practices that I'm going to share have helped me do that, to walk a whole nother path. And what I discovered is that I needed tools and practices that helped me unearth why I was doing it in the first place, why was I beating myself up, and it's really about survival and safety and security. My inner critic is working to my best advantage, really trying to use the strategies that it has in order to serve and help me. And so just coming into relationship with that, with my inner critic in a whole nother way, one side of things. And then the other thing is that to take the tools and skills that I already had. So I'm a good listener. I show up as a good friend. I'm a compassionate person. And knowing that I can direct these skill sets out into the world towards other people is great. That's the first step. But how to turn them towards myself, I really needed to know, what do I do when I'm trying to do that for myself and I encounter these blocks, how to kind of get through to myself. And that's what I learned. And that's what I'm going to share with you in this workshop. So today I'm coming to you from a deeply grounded and spacious place, a place that I could not have imagined, years ago. And from this place, I've been able to start graciously learning from my mistakes, because mistakes are going to happen. And before, what would happen is that I would feel bad about my mistakes for days or weeks or months, and not really learn from them. So now I have the clarity and the strength to say yes to what nourishes my soul and no to what doesn't, and how to show up for myself on a daily basis and also in these dark moments that I have, that we all have, and really find and come home to the sense of reassurance and safety and comfort that I've got my own back. So if my story sounds familiar, if you are grappling with any of this, if you've tried a lot of practices that haven't worked and are really looking for what is the authentic and transformative way to really show up and be there for myself, this work is for you. I want to share the nitty-gritty details, the what, how, who, when details. This workshop it's a day-long retreat. It takes place on Sunday, September 29th, really soon, in Lakewood, Colorado. That's where I live, and it is going to be local. At some point, I'd love to do this work online, but right now I'm doing it locally. It's going to be a small, intimate group of women. I'm keeping it small because I find that that's where the most authentic transformation happens, but it does mean that spots are limited. The investment is $197 for the day, and that includes snacks and a nourishing lunch for our midday break, with a lot of care and consideration for dietary needs. If you have questions, concerns, are interested, or are ready to register, yay! I would love to hear from you. So please email me at jennifer@jenniferlifecoaching.com. That's jennifer@jenniferlifecoaching.com, and it'll be in the notes below too. I would love to hear from you. Please email me. And finally, what I always, gratitude, big practice of mine. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching this whole video. Your precious time and energy going into it. Thank you. If you know of anyone that this work would be healing, transformative, impactful with, please pass along this video. And I would appreciate that and send you so much gratitude. All right. I hope to hear from you, and sending you peace and care.